And now it's time for Leadership of the Leaf with Dice and Austin. Let's jump in with a cut and a light.
All right, welcome everyone to the last episode of Season 1, Leadership of the Leaf. I am Dice.
And I'm Austin. Does that mean that this is the season finale?
This is the season finale, sir.
Ooh, man. Made it through a whole year listening to our voices.
Whole year of learning leadership, whole year of learning cigars.
I like it. So Dice, then what cigar are you puffing on for our season finale?
For our season finale, I am smoking a Rocky Patel, The Edge A10. It is a barber pole, and the band is green. The band is what caught my attention, along with the barber pole. Right.
Interesting. I did not pick anything super special like I probably should have. I am smoking a Macanudo Inspirado White. The reason I didn't ask because what you're pairing it with, because I know it's Hennessy, and it's Hennessy probably VS or something.
It's a special Hennessy, sir. Special Hennessy for our season finale is XO.
XO.
That's right, sir. I opened a bottle of XO just for this episode.
Well, don't we all feel special?
Very special.
Yes.
How about yourself?
I'm pairing it with, I decided to go a little old school, just, bring it back to the basics with a nice old fashioned.
I always love a good old fashioned, sir.
Yeah, just nice basics. Can't go wrong. Cigars, whiskey, they've been going together forever. Can't go wrong.
That is perfect. Well, this episode, we have a few things lined up.
Oh, I'm excited about this one.
I'll just go through a few. One, we're going to announce all our contenders for our Cigar of the Year for Leadership of the Leaf.
Oh, yes.
Now, in case you forget or our listeners need a little recap, in order for it to be the Cigar of the Year for us, it has to be a cigar that we have each smoked on an episode together.
Okay. I think we've smoked at least on air.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be the same episode together because I think we only did that like once.
Correct. We each have smoked the cigar on air before.
Okay.
The same. Now, I believe that was our only criteria?
Yes. That was it. I think that was it.
Okay.
Because there's too many cigars that were not released in this year that,
Yeah.
Too many good cigars we would have skipped over if we were just worried about what was released this year.
Correct. We're also going to discuss 10 little-known facts, or maybe they're not little-known facts, that you may or may not know about cigars.
Okay.
And then for our leadership portion, we have some inspirational quotes. Some leadership inspirational quotes. We have a top 10 of that. Well, I shouldn't say top 10, just 10.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, let's what do you want to jump into first?
Well, first I'm going to, because I tried to punch the cigar and it didn't work out well, so now I'm a deep cut. It left like a plug in there.
Oh, well, stop sucking.
Yeah, well, deep V to the rescue.
Always. All right. So what are we going to first?
Oh, that's so much better. Let's run down our list so we can have some time to marinate about it. And then our inaugural season 2. Premiere season 2, we will announce which one we debated that we like more.
Fair enough. I'll give it.
All right. So we both smoked a Southern Draw Jacob's Ladder.
Oh, that's a good cigar.
Right. Acid 20 Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
We both enjoyed the Undercrown 10.
Yes.
Fat Bottom Betty. Rojas Street Tacos.
Ooh, okay.
That was a good one.
That was.
Alec Bradley Magic's Toast.
Okay.
The CAO Bones. EP Creo Pledge.
That won Cigar of the Year in 19, I think.
Oh. So are we being
or
biased?
20. No, I'm just saying. Previous winner.
Diesel Crucible 2021 limited edition.
I do love diesels.
CAO flathead, V450 spark plug.
Ooh, the little spark plug. Oh, that was a good one.
And I believe this is one of our favorites also. Sin Compromiso.
Ooh, Dunbarton Tobacco.
Yeah. Guardian of the Farm. I always say this wrong.
Cerberus. Aganorsa, Guardian of the Farm, Cerberus.
Yeah.
And the CAO BX3.
BX3, yes, sir. Those of our list, and we may have a sidebar where we discuss it, or we could just have a smoke session between you and I and discuss it. It's undecided.
We'll figure it out. But I may have to re-smoke some of those just to
just
it's been so long.
Yeah, some of them has been a long time.
I mean, last time I smoked a Jacob's Ladder, 15 January.
Yeah.
Lord. All right, yeah, I might have to re-smoke some. That's okay. We'll figure it out. We'll on our season premiere, we'll get it. That is a good list. I do gotta say that is a good list. That's a decent amount of cigars. That's 13 cigars?
13. Yep.
It's a pretty good list to choose from. All right, so we'll choose out of those 13 cigars what our cigar of the year was, and then we'll keep going.
All right. Sounds groovy.
All right. So let's jump into the cigar facts. 10 cigar facts that you may or may not know, but I believe we've talked about this one before. Number one, the cigars used to be prizes at fairs. So the phrase "close but no cigar" was basically, gained by carnival workers. That they would just say, close but no cigar. If you almost won the game, the ring toss, the whatever, the cheating games that they still make just to get you out of your money. So you spend $50 on a $10 stuffed animal.
Yeah. Just think, like, in today's standards, people would be fucking livid or outraged if you was to, hey kid, here's your cigar you won.
Yeah, well,
yeah. So now
tobacco was a lot less regulated back in those days.
Now you get like a teddy bear or some bullshit.
You know what? I want to posit something. If there's a carnival company out there listening, bring back an adult-only carnival and bring back cigars for carnival win games. You put a Davidoff for the highest prize, right? Instead of the giant-ass fucking teddy bear that weighs 60 pounds that I got to spend the rest of the night carrying around. Give me a Davidoff. Yeah, give me a Davidoff. And I'd probably try a little bit harder on some of those games.
I'll at least try more than once.
Yeah. I might spend like $20, $30 on it and be like, fuck it. Who knows? Different strokes for different people.
You start off by winning this petite Corona, and then you just work your way up into the Churchill.
We got you an Acid Blondie for the first one, and then you go from there.
Well, I'm good with Acid Blondie. Nah,
I mean,
I'm just kidding.
A free cigar to me is a free cigar, so I couldn't be too upset about it. But all right. So number 2, cigars were working class. I know in a previous episode we were talking about how they're status symbols and everything like that. But also think about where they came from in America. You had the tobacco farmers and their wives were out there rolling the tobacco, making the cigar. So cigars usually associated with hard work and manual labor, but in the late 19th and earlier 20th century, cigar smoking was considered a leisurely pursuit that only the rich could enjoy mostly, and that's partially because England couldn't grow all the tobacco it needed, so it had to get imported from the Americas over to England, and that's, kind of where everything kind of came from.
Well,
or imported from Greece or Spain or whatever.
Italy. When I think of number 2, cigars for the working class, I immediately think of Archie Bunker on All in the Family.
Yeah.
Because he would come in, sit down in his favorite chair, and of course, wasn't it Edith will bring his favorite cigar, and he'll sit there and smoke a cigar after a hard day's work.
Yeah. That's back in the day. God, what I wouldn't give for just a smoking study in my house, where I could just go in there and just smoke in my own damn house.
That's not going to happen, sir.
I know. The wife.
I'm in the same boat.
If you're listening, honey, I love you. Amazing.
Yes, he does. Oh, well, you mentioned England didn't have enough for their own cigars. Number 3, Christopher Columbus introduced Cuban tobacco to the Western world.
Yes.
Old CC was devastated when he first landed at the island known as Cuba, and he had been expecting to find treasure, not a bunch of savage locals with their weird tobacco that they call cohiba.
Cohiba!
Fortunately for cigar lovers everywhere, these savages showed him how to smoke the strange stuff that we call tobacco to get some relief from his disappointment.
Yeah. Whole episode on Cohiba and the brand and everything else. Don't even want to get into that one. But yeah, Christopher Columbus, thought he was going to find gold and he's going to travel the world and and instead he found tobacco and cigars.
Gold, sir.
Huh?
Gold. That's gold.
Yeah. They're as good as gold now. I mean, they're a commodity, right? So traded and everything else. So yeah, I can understand if you're looking for gold and riches and stuff, and you find rolled dried leaves that you light on fire and inhale. Like, they'd be like, "What the fuck is this?"
You weird savage people, but I kind of like it.
But I like it. It makes me tingle on the inside. I'm good. So number 4, there's a unique job title for cigar makers. So a highly skilled cigar roller is referred to as a torcedor, and they're usually able to produce at least, this is minimum, so that's the bottom end, 200 cigars a day.
That's amazing.
That makes me question: is that an 8-hour day, 12-hour day, 16-hour day? How many hours are they at the factory floor?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I don't
know. Maybe we need to go on a tour. But cigar rollers, I often said this to newer people when they want to get started. I was like, you get a cigar that's a torpedo or pyramid shape or something that's different than your usual cigar shape. It has to have a skilled roll that cigar.
Yep.
So you should find less construction problems in one of those shapes.
Should, yeah. Sometimes people like those little pyramide or the torpedo shapes, especially with higher ring gauge because it tapers down and fits in their mouth easier. Yeah,
the flavors of it is. I'm a fan of a torpedo. If I'm gonna spend money on a torpedo, I want to try to get a high-end torpedo. I'm not a snobby guy. It's just the way the shape is designed for the cigar. For a higher-end one, I prefer a torpedo.
Yep, I agree. I can't be mad at you.
Oh, well, Fidel Castro, number 5. Fidel Castro was targeted with poisoned cigars.
Oh,
CIA. What's up?
I would say that makes sense, though. The man had a cigar in his mouth, 18 hours a day?
He'd probably fall asleep with it, right?
Maybe.
The CIA was given instructions to use their medical service team in 1961 by the government, who wanted to plan for killing of Fidel Castro through his cigars. The cigar gate operation fell apart when it became clear that he knew what had been planned and said publicly about finding tasting notes of leather and gorgonzola.
So, but it's funny though, because I'm pretty sure if I remember some stuff correctly, Fidel Castro had a cigar maker, and he was the only cigar maker that could make cigars for Fidel until the guy died. Only had one cigar maker.
Yeah.
And so it'd be so difficult to try to target him with poison cigars, because if he literally goes to one dude and that one dude rolls cigars for Castro, how are you going to get a quote already rolled cigar that's laced with poison in there, or try to poison a cigar that's already rolled?
It just seems like a difficult operation from the beginning. I don't think it was a very good plan. I think somebody probably said it jokingly and they kind of ran with it. I don't see that ever working either.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if a dictator was like, oh, I just go down to the store and I pick up whatever on the shelf or whatever, fine, that might be one thing. But this mother trucker had one person that rolled his cigars, and that person rolled his cigars, and that was the only person he rolled cigars for, period. Like, it's so hard. That's, you know, so hard to get it in there.
So it's not a very believable fact. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying I believe that CIA tried to do it. I feel like it's just a bad plan.
Yeah, a very failed attempt plan.
Yeah. So, number 6, cigars get their name from the Mayans. The word cigar comes from the Spanish word cigaro, most likely stemming from the Mayan root sicar, which is the original meaning for this term was to smoke rolled tobacco leaves. Weird.
Rolled tubes of tobacco.
Rolled tubes of tobacco.
I don't know. I mean, you roll up and the Mayans are like, cigar.
Yeah.
What does that mean, man? Then they pull out a tube of tobacco, start smoking it. I don't know if I would join. I don't know.
You know, I always find the, you know, explorers an interesting kind of person to be around, because they are so willing to just be like, well, if the local custom is to take my shirt off and dance around this fire and blah blah blah, they're like, well, I guess it's local custom, so I got to do it, otherwise I'm going to anger them. And, you know, they try to go do that. So I don't know, maybe those people would be like, you want me to puff on this? All right, sure, puff pass.
We don't smoke, we will boil your bones.
Yeah, like, ooh. Mayans were some gruesome mother truckers.
Isn't there a Mayan cigar now? Or no, that's named after the TV show, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Completely different. Completely different.
Sons of Anarchy spinoff.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah. Speaking of spins off, right? Cigars can make you more creative. So legendary writer Mark Twain used to smoke 300 cigars a month. That is a lot.
Yes. Wow. He was like a chimney.
Yeah,
chimney.
Yeah, he quit the habit once, which led him to suffer from writer's block for 3 months. Once he resumed his cigar smoking habit, it only took him 3 months to write another book. Now, if you've ever tried to write a book, or I don't know, paper, like you write a 20-page paper for school or whatever, you know, 3 months is not a long time to write a book.
No, I just couldn't imagine. Like, he had to be sitting there like, I got writer's block. What the hell is wrong with me?
I wonder if he did it as an experiment. You know what I mean? Like, I'm smoking too many cigars. Wife's nagging me. I'm just gonna put them down. And then, like, you know, sitting there trying to write something, can't figure it out. And then it's like, you know what? I bet it's these cigars. I gotta pick them back up. Puts them back up. It's like, there's an idea for the book. Got it.
Good old trusty cigars.
Yeah. Wonder if he had one in his back pocket, and his wife's like, I guess you could smoke some more cigars if you're not gonna bring any money. All right, babe.
Sucker, I got you.
Yeah. Oh, that'd been funny.
Oh, well, number 8. Perfect cigars are rare. Cigar aficionado rarely awards 100-point scores to cigars. The only 2 cigars that have ever earned a perfect score of 100 are the Estupendo and the H. Upman Dunhill Selección Suprema number 222.
So you mean to tell me that there's no score over 100?
I have recently read a review. I can't remember what cigar it was, but that he scored one 100 and was 102. 102.
How do you get bonus points?
Well, that's like an uproar. Did he do it for guerrilla marketing? Like, I don't get it.
Part of me thinks he did it just to say he did it. and just to cause the uproar and get the free marketing and the advertisement, the notoriety, and all these other things. And the other part of me goes, it starts becoming an inflated, quote unquote, inflated system. How often? Because my thing is how often do you hear of a 60-point cigar, 70-point cigar?
Rare. Never. Actually, never. I'm gonna go with never.
I've never picked up a cigar, tried to look up its rating, and it's like, it's a 73. Like, no, they're usually 86, 92s, 93s. They're always up there.
Yeah, they're always like around the beginning of 90, somewhere around 90.
Yeah. So to me, the whole thing's almost an inflated system anyways. I get the idea behind it, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it is a flawed system, and it's too far in the game to start over.
Oh, 100%.
So maybe that's the direction he's trying to go. I'm not sure, but I don't care too much for 102 rating. Just give it 100 and give it a great written review.
Yeah, I don't know. Speaking of great
you
review,
brought that up.
Yeah, right. Speaking of great review, how's your first third?
My first third is going well. My cigar has got a little construction issue, which is okay. It seems like the barber pole is not a true barber pole. It looks like they just wrapped the extra leaf on top.
Yeah, it's not like wrapped in between there. It's just wrapped on top. That's weird. I mean, it should still smoke fine, but it's weird.
It's smoking fine. It just caught me as off guard when I saw it. I took the band off and then it started. It doesn't matter. It's a A10. Anybody want to give it a try? Leather and cedar with a back hint of vanilla.
Okay. I'm getting roasted nuts, little earthy tones with just a hint of black pepper.
Nuts and black pepper.
Mm-hmm.
What was you smoking again?
Macanudo Inspirado White.
Yeah, earthy tones is known for Macanudo.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's good. There's a sweetness component in there. Raisins?
Raisins.
I don't know.
I'm not liking the way my cigar is, but I think it's due to the fact that the lighter shade of the leaf isn't actually woven into it.
Yeah.
So it's like burning. It's almost like I'm accidentally burning the band. That's the way it's burning.
That's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. But hopefully it's good though. Hopefully it doesn't create problems in the future.
Well, I'm enjoying it. I'm just looking at, because I'm on a podcast, I got to share what I see, smell.
Right. Of course.
And construction is not a winning factor for this one.
Okay. Let's see. So number 9, by the late early 1900s. What the fuck did you write there?
What does that mean?
I don't know. Sure.
Whatever.
In the 1900s, more than 10,000 cigar companies were operating in the United States. So most of them were located in New York City and Tampa, which is pretty normal. Tampa has been known as a cigar city for a little while. They specialized in producing cigarettes, cigars, chewing tobacco, snuff, and pipe tobaccos. And between them, they made more than 1 billion, with a B, pounds of tobacco products each year. That's a lot of tobacco.
And that is probably the key to why it's regulated so much, why it's often taxed. It's tax coming in, it's tax going out, it's tax for accepting it, it's tax for using it.
Yeah.
So it's a high dollar item. So it's also a luxury item. It's not a necessity. So people are going to buy it. The government's like, I want my cut. So I can see over 1 billion pounds of tobacco products produced each year. So I'm pretty confident from the 1900s to now the 2000s. I'm pretty confident that 1 billion is probably close to 2, maybe even 3.
Yeah, nowadays, I agree.
So
I
makes
agree.
sense.
100%.
All right. So number 10. While smoking cigars during the 1800s, it was common. Cigarette smoking was rare.
Well, ain't that flip-flop.
Many women who smoked cigarettes were deemed to be prostitutes. Cigarettes weren't very popular. However, this slowly began to change during the 1900s when a new cigarette style emerged from London. These cigarettes, called king-size cigarettes, featured longer fillers than other brands and extremely high-quality tobacco. This new cigarette design appealed to the masses, and soon smoking cigarettes became popular in the United States and other Western countries.
Yeah, because back in the day, to smoke a cigarette, you had to roll your own cigarette. It had no filter on it. You had to carry around rollers. You had to carry around the tobacco, light it, and all that other fun stuff. Cigars were a little bit sturdier. They transported it easier. And they were already rolled. So all you got to do is chop, light, and puff. So I can definitely understand that. And the king size, you start getting the filters on there. So I could see it being marketed as a cleaner smoke. There's no filters on cigars. This is a cleaner smoke. Look at our filter.
Healthier.
Yeah, healthier. False.
Something interesting that happened. My father-in-law came to visit. He rolls his own cigarettes.
Really?
Yeah, it was very interesting to see. He pulled out a little tin paper and started rolling. And of course, he's from England, so being in America, I thought he was rolling something else.
Right.
No, he was not. He was rolling his own cigarettes, which I thought was kind of cool in a way, but I'm pretty sure it was also more economical.
I'm sure it is. I mean, I've seen, those people who buy the American Spirit tobacco and get the little rolling paper and sit there and roll their stuff up. Not for me. But are you in your second third?
I am not, sir. I am not. I'm still at awe at this construction.
How bad it is?
Yeah, I probably haven't puffed on as much as I should have, but I will continue. We will take a small break, and I will gladly share with you then. How about yours? How's yours smoking?
It's good. The draw is almost too loose, though. So it's smoking quickly. But it's good. It's very good. The taste is very good. But yeah, I'm almost in my second third, so I'll take a quick break and come back. Don't forget, we need to follow the podcast so we know when new episodes drop. And welcome back to Leadership of the Leaf. We just had a quick break. If there's a factoid that you think we skipped over that was more interesting to share with everybody, please hit us up at Leadership of the Leaf on Instagram or go to our website. There's a link in our Instagram bio. Let us know, send us an email, whatever the case is. We always like to hear from you guys. By all means, hit us up, let us know something. We always like to learn something, especially if it comes from smoking cigars or leadership type stuff. But I think we're going to get into some inspirational leadership quotes. But before we do that, I want to get into the second third of our cigars.
All right. So my second third is I started with that leather and that cedar vanilla-like component. It's still there, but I'm getting more, I would say, a floral component on top of it. I want to say like buttercups, but it's definitely like a potpourri component.
Interesting. This one I'm getting like allspice, like a baking allspice, sweet cream and oak.
That sounds yummy.
It's delicious.
I definitely need to pick up a white. I think I hit every color except for white.
You're missing out. Just saying. But I talk too much in between that break, so now I got to relight.
Man, my smoke is coming off this thing thick.
Yeah. So is your wrapper.
I wonder if there's like an air hole somewhere that I can't see.
Maybe when you took off the band.
I did. That's when I discovered the wrapper.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. Maybe that created a hole.
Ah.
Yeah, that sweet cream is it's there. That sweet cream is good. There. Oh, this is good. This is good. Ah.
10 inspirational leadership quotes. One that I put on here is by Martin Luther King Jr. A genuine leader is not a searcher for consensus, but a molder of consensus.
I like that one. So basically saying, hey guys, you're not going to make everybody happy. A leader's not there to make everybody happy, but a leader's there to sit there and make the hard decisions and make the compromises and say, hey, look, this is what we're going to do. And you guys can kind of get on board with me, or you guys can try to go do your own thing. But either way, we're going to do this. Because if you sit there and you ask too many opinions and you ask too many questions to other people, then you're never going to go anywhere. You're not going to do anything.
Yeah. So just basically like what we describe leadership is getting everybody on board to go the same direction anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why I like that quote.
No, I like it. Here's another one that I really like. Nelson Mandela. I never lose. I either win or I learn. And we talked about that one a while ago. Don't look at it as win or lose. You either win or you're learning something. Take the bad situations. What can I learn from this? What can I take away from these situations?
And someone like Nelson Mandela, he definitely took that to heart big time, because he was locked away for so long. He didn't count it as a loss. He counted as he's using that time to learn, and eventually he's going to win. Yeah,
of course. Like Thomas Edison, I didn't discover, I didn't fail however many times he failed. I discovered so many ways of how not to make a light bulb.
So it's almost a perfect leadership quote.
Yeah.
We lost that game. Yeah, we lost that game. Now we know we need to guard Curry better.
Right. Oh, hey, now we need more ball movement. Hey, we need to spread the ball out more. Maybe go through our reads a little bit quicker if we're going to throw downfield whatever the case happens to be.
That's why people watch game footage.
Yes.
All right, Maya Angelou, or Angelo, however you want to pronounce it. You know who that is?
Yes.
All right, good. She's a poet.
But I've learned. Didn't know it.
Aww. I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. So as a leader, when you go about, you can talk all kinds of trash to people, you can do whatever you want to someone, but if you lead them in the right direction and make them feel good about themselves, they'll forget that you call them a knucklehead. They'll forget that they will remember how you made them feel when you win the championship.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of forgiveness for winners. There's not so much forgiveness for losers, unfortunately, and that's kind of just the way of nature of things. But if you sit there and I said we're going to win 30 games this season, we won 34 games this season, and we did better than our goal. Great, but did you win the 34 games that mattered? No. Did you go in the right direction? No. Then, and did you make me feel bad by doing it? Yes. Then I don't really care for you to be a leader. If you drug us kicking and screaming the whole way and not doing it, the way it should have been done, then you're not going to have anybody who follows you.
Didn't Michael Jordan punch Steve Kerr?
Yes.
Not
I think it was at practice.
Kerr will ever forget that, because that's Michael Jordan. Hello. But that's not talked about. What's talked about is Steve Kerr making that winning shot and they won another championship. That's what people remember.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of things, a lot of people that people are like, oh well, I don't agree with whatever. I mean, Benjamin Franklin had multiple girlfriends in Paris while cheating on his wife. You don't ever talk about that. No, you talk about how Ben Franklin was helped found this country, helped shape and mold this country. You don't talk about his girlfriends in Paris.
True.
Just saying.
That's true. Can't argue that.
Number 4, I think this is probably a good one. This is by Rear Admiral Grace Murray Hopper. She's, in case you guys don't know who she was an American computer scientist, mathematician. She was an 07 Rear Admiral in the Navy, and she was a pioneer of computer programming. But she said, "You manage things, you lead people."
Now, if I'm not mistaken, you have said that before. You've said that quite a few times.
I did. And didn't even know that. No, I was quoting her. To be honest.
Yeah, it's good because it's a good saying, because essentially we had that management versus leadership episode, and if you haven't heard it, you should go back and listen to it. I think it's really good. I'm biased too, though.
Yeah, you are biased, but that's okay. I'll let it go.
But no, it is really good though, because it describes it all. You manage things, time, numbers,
processes.
Yeah, whereas a leader, you're going to lead people.
Yeah, you get them to be more than what they can be. You bring them together to be a team, to be more together. The sum is greater than the parts of the whole is greater than the sum of the parts.
What does that mean?
I took that one forever to get out. But what that means is basically, if I have a team and it's worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that's okay. Look, you got 10, you got 15, right? So okay, boom, right there. That should equal 15. But when I put that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 team with a good leader, and they get that better, that team could equal 20. They should only produce 15 widgets. Well, they got a good team leader who's motivating and inspirational and everything else. They're actually producing 20 or 25. So the whole is greater than the sum of the parts, meaning that they're doing more than what they can individually.
So 300.
Yep. Yeah, 300. The 300 Spartans who died at Thermopylae took on and held off an entire Persian army for months and months and months, and did better than what everyone thought they could do. They're a smaller force going up on insurmountable odds. Yes, they died. We've seen the dramatic remake. It was a real thing, but but they held off so many people. It was ridiculous.
So essentially, that's that quote.
Yes.
General George Patton, World War II fame.
Yep.
Lead me, follow me, or get out of my way. Now I like that one because I'm going to lead you, or you're going to lead me. There's going to be some leadership happening here. If not, you move.
Because I'm going.
This thing is going to happen with or with you. Prefer you to follow me. I prefer you to lead me. If not, just move.
Yeah, you're hindering my advance. Go away. Very, very abrupt, brash, blunt kind of quote, but I love it because it's just, hey, I'm gonna make the mission happen. Plan A, make the mission happen. What's Plan B? Make Plan A happen.
I could picture him saying this like in a boardroom or something.
Yeah.
Surrounded by a bunch of high individuals with his
cabinet
cigar.
Secretaries.
With his cigar and just bellowing out smoke. Lead me, follow me. Or he probably used some colorful language. Get out of my way. And then he just puff on a cigar and blow smoke again. Yeah. I can see that.
Oh, I can too. That just makes me happy.
Yes.
Yes. So another quote is by Warren Bennis. He was an American scholar, organizational consultant, and author, widely regarded as a pioneer of the contemporary field of leadership studies. But he said the most dangerous leadership myth is that leaders are born, that there is a genetic factor to leadership. That's nonsense. In fact, the opposite is true. Leaders are made rather than born. Which we've talked about time in and time out all over again. I think we beat this horse dead 10 times over. But there's a component to be a charismatic leader, but you don't have to have that component to be a good leader.
Right. And if you want to look at it as one of the reasons we're kind of doing this, like if you actually take tidbits of everything from this whole season 1 and utilize the leadership that we've been spouting for the past year, it's going to help mold you to become a better leader, a good leader, a great leader, only if you smoke great cigars.
Yeah, I mean, we had that one listener who said, "Man, you guys are great. I wish you guys would teach like a college or a high school class, because a lot of this stuff I wish I would have known back in high school." That's great stuff, because that just tells us I'm not a leader. I'm not a super extroverted type person. I'm not the guy that walks into a room that just demands respect or commands the entire room and falls silent as soon as I get in there. That's not who I am at all. But I have people who would go to the ends of the earth with me and follow me to the ends of the earth because they know the type of leader I am. And I've had to learn that throughout my entire life. And I've made umpteen thousand mistakes, as I'm sure you know, Dice, because
yes, I have too.
Yeah, and I've made a lot of mistakes, but that's not the end of the world. I got up, brushed myself off, got back on the horse, and kept going. I had to go through the forges of the fire to be made into the leader that I am today. I wasn't born with all of this knowledge in my head. There's no great beam of light that shoots down and just, I got all the leadership knowledge that I need. I'm going to go forth and conquer. No, that's not how that works.
Well, essentially, over time, it takes practice. It's one of those things that the more you do, the more you listen, the more you pay attention, the more you sit at the feet of masters, you eventually, you're going to become the leader that you want to be.
Right. Yeah, and it's just something to keep in mind. And leaders are not required to be at any sort of level. They don't have to be at the C level or whatever, a director or chairman or whatever level. It's literally just who's in a team type setting and who can sit there and try to make everybody's else lives better.
Brian Tracy. He's a Canadian-American motivational public speaker and a self-development author. He has books out there like Earn What You're Really Worth and Eat That Frog, No Excuses. Eat That Frog, No Excuses is one of the books I want to read eventually. I need to purchase it. Become the kind of leader that people will follow voluntarily, even if you had no title or position. So essentially, was that exactly what we was just talking about. You don't necessarily have to be the director. You don't have to be the senior vice commander of something to be a leader. You can become that leader as long as you have people that voluntarily want to follow your leadership. You essentially are a leader.
Yeah, I mean, there's, I know people who have been in the military, and they are 5 months into the military, and they have people following them over guys that have been in the military for 5 years, and it has nothing to do with they're more charismatic one or the other. It's literally one person. A lot of people decided to follow that person voluntarily than the other guy.
It's just the way it is. You can see it in playgrounds. Like, I don't know if you took your kid to a playground or not. There could be a kid there playing tag or some bullshit, and then there's another guy that comes up and be like, we want to play dodgeball. Now all of a sudden, like, he's got half the playground playing dodgeball, and the other kid is left there with no one to play tag with. It's because the other guy came in, was charismatic, was whatever, however, he convinced the others to follow him to play dodgeball over something else. Now there's no structure there's no boss, there's no CEO of a playground. Yeah, just this kid was like, hey, let me entice you guys to play dodgeball over tag.
Yeah, that's all it takes. I've seen my kid do that. He walks in and is like, hey guys, let's do this, and people are like, all right, and then just go to him, and I'm like, jeez.
That easy, huh?
Yeah, all right. No, that's that. And he's 4. Like he's getting 6-year-olds, 8-year-olds to follow him, and I'm like, this kid's gonna have no problems.
Sounds good to me.
Michael Jordan once said, "Earn your leadership every day." Earn your leadership every day. So, just because you get put into a leadership position, or just because you become leaders and you get those followers for a day, does not mean that the next day they're going to sit there and follow you again. You have to earn it every single day. You have to show up. You have to be the role model. You have to keep being the guy that they need you to be to do the things you want to do.
Yeah, it's kind of like being a parent. You can't take time off from being a parent. So if you're in a leadership role and you're that leader, you can't take time off.
Nope.
You can't be like, you know what, guys, it's Saturday, I'm off. No leadership today.
Yeah. Doesn't happen. Yeah, there's there's those times where you come in and you're like, man, it's the weekend. I wish my kid would just go do whatever they want to do because I don't really care. I don't want to be a parent today. It doesn't work. You have to be a parent. You're always on 24/7. Doesn't matter. And you got to earn it. You got to earn that respect every single day.
General Douglas MacArthur. Never give an order that can't be obeyed.
See, I like that one because that goes into is that order immoral, illegal, or impractical? Because if it is, then it cannot be obeyed. So if you're giving that order that can't be obeyed, hey, go jump off a bridge. Then you're not a leader. You're just being a bully.
Well, I kind of add to that one because I like it a lot. I would never task someone to do something I wouldn't do myself.
Yeah.
It's in the same ramification of that saying, because I wouldn't tell someone to go clean the toilet if I wouldn't go clean the toilet. I wouldn't tell someone to sweep if I wouldn't pick up a broom and sweep. Wouldn't do that.
Yeah. And there's something to be said too of even not even saying something, just doing it. I recently had a thing. I was showing a new boss around, and I just got up and started doing something, and he kind of looked at me and said, "What are you doing?" I said, "There's a task to be done. It needs to be done. I'm doing it." And he's like, "Yeah, but you have a subordinate for that." And I was like, "The subordinate is busy doing actual work while I'm sitting here doing nothing because I already finished all my work. The task he's doing, I don't give a fuck who does it. I'm going to do it. It doesn't matter." I was like, what matters is my rank, my title, my position has no bearing on whether that task needs to get done or not. It only matters is if I'm willing to do that task.
I'm able and I'm capable, and it needs to get done.
Yep.
So I'm doing it.
Yeah, and he kind of looked at me, and we had a nice long talk after that. But he was like, "I just never thought about it like that." And I was like, "I get it. He's a younger guy. I'm trying to coach him and mentor him up, but he just kind of was like, we have people for that." And I'm like, "I get it. I don't give a shit if it's a janitor. Oh, we got people to sweep the floors. I don't care. Maybe I make their job a little bit better by sweeping the floor. Who knows?"
Yeah. Well, and also, I think we mentioned before, walk the walk and talk the talk. I got both sides of this. I can do it. It can be done. And I wouldn't tell someone to do it if I wouldn't do it myself. I can do it myself. I mean, it's just full circle, sir. Full circle.
100%. John Quincy Adams. You know who that guy is?
President.
Hey, good job.
Number 6.
Number 6, president. Number 10, quote. If your actions inspires others to dream more, learn more, or do more and become more, you are a leader.
Now that, sir, is essentially what a leader is all about.
Yeah.
Advancement of your people.
Yeah. You're not going to be there. We've talked about it. Training and replacement. We talked about developing those individuals' talents, whatever the case is. But if you can get others to dream, learn, do, and become more, then they're going to surpass you, and that's what you want. You want your people to surpass you, just like your kids. You want your kids to have better than you already had. You want your kid to come through and be like, hey, Dad, thanks for everything. Thanks for setting me up for success. Now I'm going to take us and I'm going to run the ball with it a little bit further. And then he's going to have kids and they're going to do the same thing, and it continues on.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, as a leader, that's the best you can hope for. Whoever you lead, eventually just becoming a better version of you and bringing their own self involved in it. So if he was the sixth president, he wanted the United States to be better than the way he left it. I wasn't around for our sixth president, but I'm pretty confident that I would hope he was doing it for the betterment of the country overall.
Yeah, I would assume that he was. And I hope that we have gone along with his vision. Obviously, there's some changes because, technology and everything else. But, we dream more than we ever did. I was listening to a guy. They were talking about retention of employees, and this kind of goes along with this. But he was saying, how do we retain employees? And the guy says, look, there's basically, 3 revolutions that's happened. You have the Industrial Revolution, the digital revolution, and now you have this social media revolution. So the Industrial Revolution, that was our grandparents. That took care of the standard of living. Like, we have enough food to eat, we have a roof over our heads. That's good. That's what we need. That's all we got. We got that. We're good. We're happy. We're together. Then the parents in the digital revolution came along. They took care of quality of life. So now they have the bigger cars, the bigger house. They have nicer things, more stuff, right? And now we get to this social media revolution. They want quality of life. So they don't care about the quality of the bigger things, the nicer things. Their parents already took care of that. They don't have to worry about how they're going to eat. Their grandparents took care of that. They don't have to, they can go buy Papa Murphy's versus Little Caesars. I don't know, whatever. They got that. They have that quality. Their parents took care of that. Now they're caring about, I want to spend more time with my kids. I want to have more time off. I want to work less, be with my family more, and still enjoy all my stuff and still get all my work done. It's not that they're lazy or anything like that, but they care more about quality time with their loved ones versus quality of life overall.
Correct. I can definitely see the transition of that. It also depends on your social circles. Like if you're homeless, you don't care anything about the social media. You revert back to the first one. There is a motivational pyramid, and we'll bring it up at another time, but at the bottom of that pyramid is about food, and then the second level, and then the third level, then where you get to the fourth level, fifth level of retention of your people for quality of life, quantity of life. All that is involved with that.
Yeah.
Considering that we don't have to worry about, I don't have to worry about the food on the table. I don't grow my own crops. Right. I just need to make sure I have enough money to buy the crops that are there. In order to make sure I have enough money, the industrial side is there. That's my working part. Then my quality of life, it depends on which level of employment that I finally get.
Right.
So there's stepping stones in there. I love that quote. I love the explanation that you had. All that brings it all together for a leader to have that vision of where he wants to go to take the people.
Yeah. Yep. 100%. It's just one of these things that, we dream more, learn more, do more, become more. To me, I kind of look at like Elon Musk, right? He wanted to bring about an electric vehicle, a feasible electric vehicle that could go anywhere in the country and can be like a gas car. Boom, Tesla's born. Now you look at it, Tesla makes up like 2% of every car on the road.
I definitely see a lot more on the road now.
Yeah,
everywhere.
Yeah, they are, and they're becoming bigger and bigger and bigger and better and better and better. I mean, now you got GM saying, "Hey, we're going to go all electric by 2035." You got Ford trying to become all electric. Hyundai, Kia, Jeep has a plug-in hybrid now. GMC Hummer all of these cars, Lexus, Lincoln, Audi, BMW, Volkswagen, all of these legacy car manufacturers are like, oh shit, this is feasible. Let's do that. Let's go that route. So who knows?
Well, what I do know is that we just did 10 quotes from famous people.
Ooh, I like where this is going.
So now I left a spot in there for a quote from me and a quote from you.
Ooh.
So I'll do my quote first, which we have said before. You like it.
I love this quote.
I live by it quite often.
I do too.
It's and I'll let you know where I got it from. So assess the situation, coach. And is parent to put coach in there. Assess the situation, coach. Meaning you're not going to go into something blind. You're going to actually take a look at the bigger picture and see what's really going on. And you're talking to your coach. Get in there, son, and you can handle it. No, coach, I got to assess the situation first. So that's where my quote comes from. It's assess the situation, coach. Now, the first time I heard this, I was overseas, and there's an Armed Forces Network television show, network, however you want to say it. And one of the commercials was talking about doing physical training. And the coach comes up and said, you need to do 30 laps. And the guy says, I need to assess the situation, coach. And ever since I heard that, about 20 years ago?
Yeah.
Stuck with me the whole time.
Yeah, that's a great quote, because I know when I was learning from you, I remember it clear as day. I was having trouble putting something together, and I was like, hey boss, I can't do this. Like this, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Could you please help me out? And you got up there, and I was trying to explain the situation to you, and you just kind of put your hand up, and you were like, let me assess the situation, coach. And I was like, the fuck do you mean, assess the situation? And I was like, dude, I'm telling you what the situation is. You're like, just let me assess. And you took, I don't know, 5 minutes looking at it. And you saw what the problem was. And you, boom, and it popped right in. The part was in, and you tightened it down. And I was like, how in the fuck did you get that in 5 seconds when it's taken me over an hour trying to just get this stupid thing in? Couldn't get it. I didn't understand it. And you showed me, and you said, look, if you would have slowed down and you would have looked at it from a different angle and actually assessed the situation, you would have seen that you were right here. This part wasn't quite right. And so I had to move that, and then it popped right in. And ever since then, I was like, man. So when I come into a new situation, and my people now, I come in, and they're like, hey boss, this is what we got. And I'm like, okay. And then I just kind of like, and I go quiet, and they're well, what are we supposed to do? I'm like, let me assess the situation. And I walk around, and I said, did you guys try this? No, we haven't tried that. Okay, we'll try it and see if it works. They try it, it works. And they're like, how did you get that? I said, because I took my time. I took what you guys told me. I brought that in. And then I looked at the physical problem, and I could see where they were going, where you're having the problem with. I could see what you're going for. But if you just loosen that part there, that allows this part to move, which allows it to be connected over there. And then you tighten everything down. Boom, you got it. And they're just, I can't believe it took us over an hour, and you just came in 5 seconds and just did that. I said, if you slowed down and assessed the situation, you would be fine. So I've done that in my life a lot, going into
too many for me to count.
Yeah, especially financial decisions, whatever. Let me slow down. Let me assess my situation, and usually I kind of assess it over a cigar, especially if it's a big decision. I'm just kind of like, all right, let me think about all of the different avenues that this can take.
Yes.
All right, so my turn.
Yes, sir.
So mine, I know I've said it before, but this one came from a seventh grade science teacher. He said, improvise, modify, adapt, and overcome. And he explained it to us, and he said, guys, look, whenever you're in a situation, you have to improvise a solution, you have to modify your behavior, you take that improv and your modification, you adapt to how that situation has now changed you. So you make that a little bit more permanent, and then that lets you overcome whatever situation you're in. So you got to improvise that solution, modify the way you look at a situation, put that into your new being, how you adapt into that situation, and then that allows you to overcome that situation. There's been a lot of times, especially if you're thrust in something and you're just in it, no choice, you don't have time to fully assess the situation. You got to improvise. You got to modify. Once you improvise something, it doesn't work, modify it. You adapt to the situation, and then you overcome that situation. It's not always fun, but it allows you to be fluid and allows you to kind of come through and go through that situation and go, man, I can't believe that. That was crazy. I know. Did you see? Yeah. Okay. Now we take that. We've overcome the situation. We can learn from it and move on.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Because I guarantee you there's been many of times I have done exactly what you just said, but I never put it to words.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of it is and you know, you see it in the natural world a lot, right? I see it, most often I see it with squirrels, those bastards. They go after bird feeders, right?
Yeah.
Every bird feeder is different, so they have to improvise a solution. They have to modify their tactics. They adapt to whatever situation that bird feeder's in because they want the fucking bird seed, and they overcome, and they always get the damn bird seed. Always.
Crafty bastards.
Yeah, bugs the shit up. But it's just to me, it's a basic tenet of life. It's a basic tenet of the earth that we live in.
Yeah, no, that's a perfect analogy. Yeah, that hits right on the head, sir. Right on the head. Man, this is a good final episode.
Yeah, this is a great one. I've enjoyed this. Can't believe we've done this for a whole year. If you guys have another quote, please hit us up at Leadership of the Leaf on Instagram. Let us know what your favorite quotes are. We know there's more out there.
Thousands, hundreds,
thousands.
millions.
I mean, I have another one popped up in my head right as as we were doing this. That there's so many good ones. It's hard to choose everything, but please let us know what you guys think. Let us know. Give us your feedback. We'd like to hear from you guys, and let us know how we're doing.
One thing I would like to know is your final third.
Oh, final third. All right. So, the final third, I've had to relight it a couple times, probably because I've been talking too much. But I'm getting a toasted sweet cream, like a creme brulee almost. Like,
ooh, baby.
And it's got like a woodsy, earthy component, like an oak or a... Yeah. I'm getting sweet cream, oak, with just a hint of like allspice at the back. What about you? How'd your construction hold up?
I went ahead and took the barber pole off.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like wrapped around the cigar proper, like a normal barber pole that I'm used to.
Right.
So I just took it off.
It was,
yeah, it was getting kind of in my way. It was flimsy, but I think it probably took away some of the flavor profile.
Well, I'm sure it would.
I still got earthy and I got cedar, but now since I took it off, I get a salty component. I wouldn't say it's bad. It's definitely just not what I was expecting.
So did you buy another one?
I did not buy another one. They only had one.
Okay. I'll let it slide now.
Yeah, but I didn't go to my normal brick and mortar.
Okay. Well, maybe next time you go find that, you go get another one. Maybe don't take the band off so early so you can get through that barber pole.
I'm definitely going to give it another try. But based off what I have right now, it's not a box buyer and it's not a 5-pack. It's definitely a 2.
Okay. This Inspirato White, I bought a box of it. And I think I'd only smoked maybe one of it prior to, maybe 2. Didn't really remember it, but I like the Macanudo brand. I like the Inspirato line. This one I've been so pleasantly surprised and impressed with because it's just so such a solid cigar for the price point that I paid. The whole box was on sale, and I bought it for like $68 for a box of 20.
Would you buy another box if it wasn't on sale?
Let me look. Let's see, because I got to know what it actually is for a box of 20. It's 100. So right now, box of 20 for the Toro size. I don't have the Toro size. I think I got the Robusto. No, I got the Corona size. I got the Corona. So a box of 20 is $95.95, roughly. So $96. Yeah, probably I would.
All right.
For $100 for a box of 20, you're looking at what, $5 a stick?
A box of 20 of creme brulee deliciousness.
Yeah, I mean it's a good cigar. I think it's very good. It's mellow. It honestly, if you paired this with a nice vanilla coffee or like a nice light roast coffee or something like that, man, it would just be perfect morning cigar. I think it's phenomenal. Yeah, I want to know. I'm trying to figure out what it's rated at by Cigar Aficionado, but yeah, it's very good. Very, very, very good.
All right, what would you rate it?
Given that the burn line is pretty solid. I haven't had any tunneling, so I'd give that probably a 10. I would probably give it about a 95, 96.
Okay, that's pretty high.
It's like I said, it's a good cigar.
All right. So next time you hear us for a season episode, not sidebar, we probably have another sidebar before the new season starts. But yes. As of right now, this is our final episode, season 1. Thanks everyone for accompanying us.
It has been quite a journey. We've enjoyed all of you guys. Please hit us up. Let us know what you guys like to hear, what you guys want to know, and everything else in the next season as we continue to grow and expand.
All right. And as always, sir, it has been an absolute pleasure this season having these conversations with you.
Always, my friend. I look forward to more of these conversations as time goes on.
All right. I'll see you guys. I guess I won't see you guys. All right.
We'll talk to you guys in the next season.
All right. Yep. Thank you for listening to Leadership of the Leaf. The comments and opinions expressed by the host and guests does not reflect the opinions of those that broadcast this show, nor does it reflect any of our affiliates.